So now we're doing FreeCodeCamp Legacy Python for everybody. More conditional structures, exercise 1. All right. So let's stop. Let's just pause it. You might get to this page. Pause it. Just go back to the very beginning and we'll start reading this stuff right here. So we're going to rewrite our pay computation to give the employee 1.5 times the hourly rate for hours worked above 40 hours. So an overtime computation, I guess. All right. So we've got enter hours 45, enter rate 10, and we're going to get the pay of 475. So what we want to do is we want to say 40 times 10 plus 5 times 10 divided by 2 plus 10, I guess, or something like that. Or maybe, anyway, so we'll figure this stuff out inside the thing. So let's first start off by opening up our text editor, right? So we remember from the last video, we actually made something somewhat similar. So let's open the file. Let's come over here to desktop, to py4e. Let's go here. And then we remember this thing right here, the exercise 2 in exercise 203. We've got exercise 3, whatever. We've got this thing right here. So now that we've got this opened up, we're pretty much going to use all this stuff right here. We're just going to add to it. So let's say file save as. All right. Let's go up one file. Let's get this one. Let's highlight it. Let's copy it. Let's paste it. Let's change the name to it to 0301 and get rid of this copy. All right. And then let's go inside of this. Let's delete that. Let's change the name of this to exercise 01 like that. Save it. And now we've got this thing saved here inside of here. All right. So now that we've got that going on, let's do what Dr. Chuck usually does. Let's come down here and let's run the command prompt. All right. And let's say inside here, cd desktop. All right. cd, what else? What's the next one? py4e. All right. And then cd, actually, let's look at the directories. Let's go like this. Okay, there's those. Let's say tab, tab, tab. All right. Then home, cd. All right. Then we're inside of this. We'll say tab again. We'll go to the beginning. Whoa. Let's get rid of this. Tab, go to the beginning with home and say Python like that. How many hours did we work? 40. How much do we make? 40. 1,600. Looks good. All right. So yes, this thing's working and it's working inside the command prompt. So we're basically making an overtime thing, right? Anything, I don't know how other countries work, but in America, over 40 hours, you get paid time and a half. You get paid what you get paid plus half your rate as well. So yeah, what we're going to do here is we'll add a little if statement. Okay, we're going to say if, we're going to do a thing like if the number's over 40. So let's say if hours is over 40. What we want to do here is we want to say something like this. Do we want to do pay or do we want to say print? No. That's not what we want. What we want to do is say pay equals hours times rate. Isn't that what we already have? Well, we have that right here. Pay equals, yeah, but we can't really use this string thing. Let's see. I guess we could use this actually. So let's bring this up. Oops. Let's bring this up. Let's say string float hours, float rate. I don't want to do float so much. So let's wrap these things up in float. All right, let's get this one, and let's hold down Alt and also get this one. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can. So did add it on both of them? Sort of. Anyway, so we've got this right here. What we're going to say at the beginning of it is we'll say float. All right. And then we'll do that with this one too. What is going on here? Is Adam really that much better? This is giving me some problems. Float. All right. All right, there we go. So let's do this. Now those are floats. We don't need the floats here. We can say hours. Actually, let's wrap this pay down here in string. My goodness. Maybe we're going to check out that Adam because this is a lot more. All these little boxes showing up is getting kind of annoying. Like everywhere. All right, let's get rid of this. No, we're going to keep that. We're going to get rid of this string. And the float. Pay equals. Yeah, that was a lot of work for something we could have just erased and just typed it out easy. Well, we'll do that next time. All right, so if hours is over 40, we'll say pay equals this. And then we'll come back over here and say else if we'll do this, we'll say pay equals hours times rate. Should we have taken this? Pay equals hours times rate plus 40 minus hours. I guess, yeah. Pardon me, let's say hours minus 40. Hours minus 40 times times rate. Let's see, times rate divided by 2. That should work, right? I don't think we need this in parentheses, actually. I remember math. All right, so 40, so hours minus 40 times rate divided by 2, right? Because we've already got the hours, like if it's like 45 hours, so 45 times 10 would be $450. Plus 5 times 5, so 75, so it would be 475, yeah. So yeah, we could do it like this right here. Let's save it, Control S. Let's go over here to the command prompt. Let's say something like this, up. There's that, let's run it. How many hours did I work? So 45, 10, 450. That's not good enough. Okay, that's not good enough. So something's wrong. All right. If hours is, oh, this should have been up there. Okay, let's switch this out. Let's get this. Control X, Control V, Control X, Control V. Now let's try it. Control S. Now let's try it again. Okay, 10. No, 10. It doesn't matter. Let's run it one more time. Let's say 45. 10. 475. Okay, so now it works. All right, great. Okay, so that's basically what we're going to be doing, what we did right here. Let's space it out a little bit, make it a little bit easier to read. All right, so we've got this. Let's Control S that. Also, let's look at this. I just looked at that. You see how there's no space between this question mark and these inputs? Let's make it a little bit better with a little space action right here. Let's do Control S like that, and let's run the thing one more time. How many hours did we work? 45, 10. Let's give it $40 an hour. 1900. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? So there we go. There's that. let's watch what Dr. Chuck says. Also, boom. I'll put that right there. Let's see what Dr. Chuck has to say about it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Python for Everybody. I'm Charles Severance. I'm the instructor for the class, and right now I want to go do exercise 3.1, rewrite the pay computation that we did earlier in the previous chapter and give the employee 1.5 times the hourly rate. This is rather simple. It's a very classic computer problem because it gives us our if then else, and there's a lot of different ways to write it. So we're just going to do enter the hours, enter the rate, and do the pay. And so I'm going to start by going into my terminal, CD into my desktop, CD Python for Everybody. And so here we go. Let me go into Atom and get things started.
So he does the command prompt first and then does the what's it called, text editor. Also, we're going to check out Atom. I'm going to make a check out Atom video maybe.
I've already got this this file from the last one, assignment 2.3, and I'm just going to save as. So I'm going to duplicate this file, and I am going to go up to py4e, and then I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to call that folder ex0301 for exercise 3.1, and then I'm going to call this ex0301.py. Now that's just the same files I had before. And if I do an ls, you'll see I've got the new folder. So I cd into the ex0301 folder. So that's the folder that I'm in, all the way down into this folder. And I do an ls and I see this file. And so life is good. And I can say Python 3 ex0301py. I'll just put in 1010, so it's 100. Now, the thing is that we're supposed to give time and a half for overtime. And so that means if there's more than 40 hours, 10 and 50, it's not supposed to be 500. It's supposed to be 500 plus half of 10 extra hours, because the 10 extra hours are the 10 above 50. So that should be, I don't know, we'll figure it out. It's easier to run a computer. Okay, so this is the code we've got. So what I'm going to do is change this. I'm going to make a new variable called AR. I'll call it FR, stands for floating point rate. And floating point rate is going to be the float of the string rate. Let me just call this SH for string hours and SR.
Honestly, I don't know why he doesn't just start off with variables named with regular variable names, but I mean, it is what it is, isn't it?
For string rate and SR. So this stands, my variable is FR for floating point rate, just so I can keep them straight in my head. SH is string hours. And so now I'm going to say floating point hours is equal to float of string hours. And now I can change this, so I just am saying FH times FR. So I split this out. I can even like print FH comma FR. It's perfectly fine when you're writing this to add like, extra print statements just for your own sanity. So now we're going to read the two values. We're going to convert them to floating point numbers. We're going to print those floating point numbers out. We're going to multiply them. And then we're going to have the pays. And then I save it. Always remember to save it, right? So it has this little dot up here. All editors give you something that tells you you didn't save it. And so I always keep saving it, because if you come down here and you run it and it's like, it didn't change. Well, that's because you forgot. So let's do our 10 and 50 hours. So we see this extra print statement that came out. That's that extra print statement right there. Let me make this a little smaller, and let's move this over here so we can see it a little better. Yeah, make it a little bigger.
Yeah, I need to consider maybe putting 2 on the screen, but we'll see. We need to. I really think we should check out Atom, because that doesn't look bad at all, honestly. So let's go.
so we can see a little bit there. So that print statement's there. And, you know, just for yucks, I'm going to comment that out. And so commenting things out is a good way to keep stuff in that you might want to kind of turn back on. It's a way of thinking about, I don't want this line to run, but I'm just keeping it here. Comments are usually for users to read, but they're also a way to tell the computer to ignore what we're doing. So, okay, so the problem here is this calculation, that is not time and a half for overtime. So, so the way we're going to solve this is with an if statement. If the floating point hours, FR, is greater than 40, we should, I'll say print overtime, and then else, colon, the if and the else have to line up, print regular. So I'm not going to do anything.
Okay, so, I mean, I guess, like, all right, let's go look at what we did. So we didn't do any of that. We didn't. All right, let's...
Different. I'm just going to...
Chill. Is there a picture-in-picture? No. Anyway, let's come over here. Check this out here. So the way he's doing it like a super safe way, right? He's put in print overtime, print regular, just so that he knows that it works, right? I don't know if we are going to go that deep ever into this kind of stuff, or if, I don't know if, okay, look, I don't know if he's just doing this because it's a good way to teach, or is he doing this because this is how you really do it in life? Because, I mean, I think that's a lot of extra steps. You get what I'm saying? Like print overtime, print regular. It doesn't need to go that. Well, anyway, I'll show you. Let's go watch the other stuff.
I'm going to print the words regular and overtime. Okay? And I just save that. I'll do it so fast you'll watch the little blue dot happen and then go away. That's because I hit Command S to save it, because I've done this way too many times. So I'm going to run it. I'm going to say, hours is 10 hours, $10 an hour.
Yeah, because if I did it this play school, hold your hand way, how long would this video be? All right, let's keep going.
It's regular pay. If I do it this way, I can do 50 hours at $10 an hour. That's not good. What'd I do wrong?
What'd you do?
FR is greater than 40.
No, yeah.
What did I do wrong? It's still saying for 50 hours. Something's wrong here. It's saying it's regular. If FR is greater than...
It needs to be FH.
Oh. That's because I just messed my program up. So look, I called this variable SH.
Is this what you guys do when I'm wrong? You go, hey, stupid, it's right there. It's right there. It's right there.
And this SR, and then I get the floating point for the hours. But look, I'm checking if the rate, FR, that's the mistake.
Yeah.
So it's really, I've got to look for FH. That's a logic error. It's a perfectly fine program. Python's perfectly happy with it.
And he didn't do it again. Look at that. And you know what? I do this plenty. And if you watched my videos, if you watched every single one of my videos, you'll see I do this a lot myself. This is a real thing. Let's go.
And I was messing up. I kept putting, see, I was typing the rate in. I thought, so I was just typing it backwards. I was crazy. And again, that can be the kind of mistake that.
And right, guys, look. I think he's might be like overreacting to this because it's just a one thing. Okay, this happens over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, nobody's perfect. Even ChatGPT, and I don't use Gemini, but I'm sure it would be pretty good. Even those things make mistakes. So
that you run into
mistakes. Who cares? Look, just get through it.
I mean, I didn't do that on purpose. I did it because I haven't drank enough coffee yet this morning. Hang on, let me get some coffee. I have more coffee. I'm still going to make mistakes.
Yeah, that's who he is.
So now,
Me too.
There's no little blue dot, so it should work better now. Python, run it. So 10 hours, $10 is regular pay. Run it. 50 hours, $10.
Still regular. Why? What'd you do?
I did it wrong again.
Yep.
I told you what I wanted to change, and then I didn't change it. FH. I'm like crazy. Again, you can.
Now I don't. Is he acting, or is this like this is just how he acts when he does make mistakes? Anyway, we'll see. We'll see when we keep going through the course. I want to see.
Crazy too. Can you look right at it? I looked right at it. I did the wrong thing. Hooray! It says overtime. And now you notice, I mean, I'm not being silly here where I put this print statement in, and it's so tempting for a programmer to just immediately try to like, bam, finish it.
I mean, right?
I don't know why I did it this way. Maybe because I know that I'm flawed, and I know that I make dumb mistakes like that.
Okay, so this is just a way, I'm wondering, like, is this just an act for him to say, hey, this is the best way to do business, to check it before you check your structure before you make something happen? I don't know, but the thing is, the point to drive home is it's good to do this, because if this guy that's been doing this for decades does it like this, maybe we should think about doing that. So maybe I should have done this too. We'll see about the next time. That.
And what can I do? So I was just being really careful there. Now I know, let's just be sure, if it's under 40 hours, it's going to be a regular computation. And I'm going to leave these print statements right in here for a while because whatever. So here's the interesting thing. So I'm just going to indent this because the regular pay is to take the number of the hours times the rate. Okay, and now I got to come up with a slightly different pay. XP is equal to, and so there's a couple ways to do this. We can say time and a half can be calculated by saying the rate times the hours. Well, let's do it this way. Let's call it regular.
Yeah, this is so different from mine. Let's look at mine again. Yeah, he does it more verbose, but it's, I guess, easier to read. I don't know. Let's look at his again. Okay, see, he's got these 4 instead of just combining this one with this one, right? What else has he got going on? That's it. All right. If hours is over 40, he does print overtime, which we didn't do that. Maybe we should do that. Let's see what it looks like. Print. Look, there's nothing wrong with copying somebody else's code, right? Overtime. There's nothing wrong with this. I'll do it. I'll do it myself. Look, check it out. Let's do the same here. Print regular time. Regular time. All right. Control S. Let's open this thing up here. Run it. How many hours did we work? 45. 45. Overtime. Your pay is a lot. I take it. Well, let's do how many hours did we work? 32. 45. I'll take that too. Regular time. All right. So that's good. Let's go back to watching Dr. Chuck. Yeah. So yeah, while you're watching me, if I do anything cool, take that. Take it. Take it. Take what I do. Because I'm doing it to this guy.
The regular pay is the rate times the hours. FR times FH. And then the overtime pay is equal to the, now we know that we have more than 40 hours because we couldn't do this in here. So if I say the number of hours that you've worked, FH minus 40.0, that is the number of hours above 40. So if this is 50.
Hours minus 40. Okay, so let's look at ours. All right. Hours minus 40, yes. Times rate divided by 2. So he breaks this out into two different things, while we just leave it in one thing, right? So he does his like this. I don't want to do it like that though. Pay, it's just so much more. It's just so much more like, I don't know. Is this easier to read? I mean, obviously this isn't easier to read because it's just to pay, but it does say overtime right here. I don't know. I mean, how far do you go to hold somebody's hand? You know what I'm saying?
Then the FH minus 40
Where's the line?
is going to be 10. And then I'm going to multiply that times the rate, FR, except you get 1.5 times, right? So your overtime pay is the excess hours times 1.5 times the rate. Actually, no. I see I made a mistake already. The extra overtime pay. Because you're going to get all your regular pay, so the 50% or the...
Yeah, this is everything. This is all 45 hours right here. So this is just on top. This is on top. This is the 0.5. This is the time and a half. This is the and a half on top of this. So this is the extra money you get. Extra money, regular money, extra money.
The half is the extra. And see, I'm confused, so I'm just going to print out reg, comma, OTP. And if those numbers are right, I can do XP, which is the pay, is equal to reg plus OTP. See, my program is always, I have to make it a little smaller. Let's make it so you can see the whole thing, right? So I think I got this right. Right, I figured out the regular hours, which is giving you the base rate for all 50.
He's going hard on the print statements. You see this? Is this what we need to be doing? Because, like, remember, this guy has been doing this for decades, right? Should we be doing that? Should we be doing this? Or should we be doing it our lazy way? All right, I think let's add some print statements up. We don't need to do that though, because we didn't make it regular OTP. Anyway, let's go.
Hours or 45 hours or whatever, figuring out the excess hours, and this is the bonus amount. There's lots of different ways that you can calculate this, but in general, we have an if statement on this side, and this else is the easy one, and that's 40 hours or less. So if we're doing greater than 40. So I just hit Command S to save it, and so let me clear my screen with Command K. So I'm going to do 10 hours at $10 an hour, and that's a regular calculation, and it's $100. And so if I do 50 hours at $10 an hour, so my regular pay was 50 times 10, and then the excess pay is $5 an hour times the extra 10 hours, which is $50, and so my pay is $550.
We're going to do that. We need to label this stuff too, right? I like that. I like that. Should we do this? Let's do that. Let's do that. That way, because look, we're not just doing this for us. We're doing this for people working at the companies that are going to be using our awesome programs, right? The guys clocking in, clocking out every day. We're doing it for them. All right. So let's make this easier on them, because this is the stuff, this is what they'll see at this point. So let's come back over here to our thing. And let's change it up to be kind of like that. All right, so let's call it, we've got print overtime. Let's say, what are we going to, no, yeah, okay. So we'll say regular equals. And then we'll say hours times rate. So this part right here, we can just type it out. Hours times, oh, come on now, rate. All right. And then we'll say, I don't want to say overtime pay. Let's call it extra. Extra equals this part. And then now we will take this part. Copy it, drop it. All right. Let's see. I like that. Do we need to change the pay here? Oh, yeah. Remember this. We're going to say print regular. Also, before that, what I want to say is, we'll go like this. Regular, man, that's a stupid looking word once you look at it a while. Anyway, whatever. Regular like this. How about this? All right. And then let's do this. Let's grab this. Oops. Drop it off here. Call it extra. Yeah, let's say pay. And then let's say extra, and then let's do extra right here. All right. That might be cool. Let's come over here and see it. How many hours did we work? 45. 45. Overtime, regular pay, this much. Extra pay, this much. Okay. That does look cooler, huh? And then over here, regular time, pay equals this. Yeah, we don't need to do that. Okay, let's see what it does on the regular time. 34. Regular time, your pay is this. All right, cool. All right, so great. So now it looks, it doesn't look as good though. Does it? Okay, let's come back over to the video. Because this doesn't look too great. Let's come back over here. It looks, but what comes out great. So whatever, let's maybe do some of this formatting, maybe. Okay, maybe that looks better. I don't know. Should we do it for this one? I don't think we should do it for this one, only if it looks a little too jumbled up. Let's do that. All right, let's save it. It still runs. We just formatted it. But let's run it anyway. 45. Boom, still looking good. Oh yeah. All right, cool. So let's keep going on with the video.
And so it looks like I've got this calculation right. And so here's the thing. I've been putting these extra print statements in. It's a real common thing for a programmer, and you can look on GitHub and see code that I write, and I just leave these in because, that could be broken. But you're not supposed to print this extra stuff out, and if you do this in the autograder, it's going to complain.
So we weren't supposed to, it's just supposed to be, it just not for style? What? I like it. We should say you're getting overtime. You're getting overtime. I like it. It's for style. Here we go. You're getting overtime. Regular pay this much. Your pay is this much. We should put dollar signs in front of these too. Watch. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here. All right. Let's do this. Let's grab this. Drop this, double click, wrap it up, call it a string. Same here. Call it a string. Not like that. Like that. Let's try it again. Save it. 45. Looks pretty good, huh? All right. So there's that. Let's go back to the video. I know this is actually
About
turning,
these extra things.
this is actually kind of almost fun. It's almost actually turning into something fun. Let's keep going.
They're going to consider you broken. And again, so I comment those out to do one final test, and notice the little blue dot, so I have to save it. And now I can run it one more time, and I do 10 hours, $10, and it prints out exactly what I want to see and not the extra stuff because I commented them out. And I do 50 hours and $10 an hour is $550. So I've got it right, and at that point, you should be able to go back and go to your auto grader if this was in the auto grader and paste the stuff in. Okay? So I hope this exercise 3.1 was useful.
It was.
And thanks for watching.
Thank you for making it. All right, so that was pretty good. Let's look at it one more time. Let's run it one more time. I think it looks pretty good. This thing right here, if you don't know about this is called the escape character. You see how we've got like the single quotes here? Well, if we don't have this escape character, it's going to turn all this into whatever this stuff is, that format. So we put the little backslash in there, and it knows that that's the escape character for this thing right here, and boom, we're good. So there's that. Looks like we don't have to save it. Let's run it one more time just to say, yeah. Python 45. What? Dun dun dun! Hold on. Okay, so we've got exercise 2 coming up. We'll see if we can fix that problem. And we'll see you next time.